Welcome to Cool People, a series where I get to interview some really cool people. This episode, I sit down with Nicole. Now, she was nominated within about 30 minutes of me announcing this series, so if that doesn't show you the impact she's had on her community, I don't know what will. Full transparency, we are family, but that doesn't change the impact that she's had on her community. She is doing some incredible things. We run through it. We honestly could have sat down for 3 hours. We barely scraped the surface of what she's doing through Ingham and the ag industry. But I think this is a really good insight onto the struggles of employment in agriculture and what she's trying to do to fix it. And she is truly impressive how much time she's giving to her community. So enjoy.
My name's Nicole. I live in Ingham, North Queensland. My husband and I have a harvesting contract here in Ingham called GNC Harvesting. And we have three beautiful kids, young kids, Alice, Georgie and James. And yeah, that's me.
So for context, we grew up together,
Yes.
technically.
Yeah.
Second cousin?
Yeah, I think so.
Cousin.
We might have Dark's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when did you move up here? Because we grew up on the sunny coast for context. And then when did you
Yeah, but
come up?
we different sort of lives. Hey, like it was sort of I went off to ag college and we'd have family functions, but yeah, family was. I think I moved up here in 2014 to Ingham.
Yeah, so I would have been in Brisbane by then.
Yeah, and married Greg 3 years later, and yeah,
Yeah. And then I had my engagement party at family home.
Yes, yeah, on the farm down home. Yeah, so originally from Conondale on the Sunshine Coast and on a beef cattle property. It's
I wanted to reflect on your year though to start with, because
Okay.
you've had a pretty huge year.
Mm.
Because you've had, which we'll dive in a little bit later, but the Link to Country Expo, you attended the Women in Agricultural Leadership Program.
Yeah.
You were a finalist for the Tim Fisher Fellowship.
Yep.
So just a little bit on.
Yeah.
And then while also
Running
running a harvesting contracting business. Like, so
Yeah.
let's start from the very start, Link to Country. Where did Link to Country come from and what is it?
Yeah, so it really relates to our harvesting contract. The struggle for employees. It's everywhere in agriculture, any business, trades, construction. So our employees are nearly to the point of retirement, and there's just no one young and fresh coming along to fill that gap. So I wanted to create a space where businesses like ours could get in front of these kids and give a real insight to industry, and that's where the idea for the Agri Life Skills program came, where the students rotated through with the businesses. And the expo was to actually fund the free Agri Life Skills program to the students. So originally intended for 500 students was the target, and we had 870, a bit more, participate of the 1,020 that nominated. So yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of work, and it was to create, uplift our community is what I was trying to get with. When you see a lot of events, they're mainly run by the one non-for-profit and they get the bar and everything. I wanted to, because they're struggling too for members. So they need to get in front of these kids and fill their gaps as well, because if they don't get in front of it, they won't know about what they do in the community, which is really important work. So if I could create a space where quite a few non-for-profits could, one, make some money, and two, show what they showcase themselves, as well as our businesses, it's sort of like a win-win for our...
So then, like, it starts from the need of, like, finding employees, but a lot of people need employees, right? Like a lot
Yeah.
of businesses are struggling out there, but not all of them are starting up a link to country.
No. It's a
So
craziness idea.
where does the drive come for that? Like, if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it. It's not easy, it's
It's
bloody
not
hard.
easy.
So why have you taken on that challenge?
I'm impatient. I just see a different way of doing it, even with the businesses and helping them with their lesson plans with the kids. Have a different way of it. It's just back to basics. It's communication skills and resilience, and if we can just show them that about agriculture and having an appreciation for it, which I've grown up with it, and it's been my life, and I want that for my kids. Like if I can't, um, it it's just the pathways into agriculture are so unclear, and we need to fix that for my kids too if they want to do something. So um, yeah,
So
it
it's the
it's
pathways that you're finding right now that like haven't really found, I guess, a structure that are allowing kids to find
yeah.
those
So
ag
we're
career jobs.
there is pathways there, and government organisations and industry bodies are trying really hard. Um, the problem is we're really good at showing them shiny things and engaging them, but we're the ones employing them. You can do as much work there, but if they don't have the basics on how to wake up on time and you know, have a little bit of grit about them, they're never going to make it in our industry anyway. And retaining them is hard. So the idea of the expo or the agri-life skills program was like a grassroots program, just to give them a taste of industry with industry experts and the businesses that make us so important in our community. And like even if you don't want to change tires for a living, well, don't argue why they charge you that price, because you know it's work, it's hard work,
Tractor
and
tires suck to change.
yeah,
They're huge
yeah,
and heavy.
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. So it's just if we can create that appreciation was the goal. The first year was just to get it done so I could show businesses and what I was trying to achieve, and it was good fun. It was.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it like obviously everything with first time events you think, oh, I could have done this better, or um, and the feedback overall was incredible from the teachers and the schools. And so what we did was I worked with the businesses and I created a lesson plan, a 30-minute or an hour, whatever their activity they wanted to do. Also did their JSAs and their swims. And then for the schools, we had a timetabled with rotation, which was, yeah, interesting, testing my Excel skills. Um, and we supplied first aid on site from the Halifax and Ingham SES, and yeah, and we didn't have to put one band-aid on a child or an animal, so it was a success in that
It was like
department.
I remember you reaching out to me last year. It was last year about that you had this idea and that you're working through it, and it was such a big event to run. So effectively,
Yeah,
the idea was to have an agricultural event that feeds into every aspect of the industries that are here,
yeah,
that has that, like you said, funds the agri skills program by giving kids access
yeah,
to hands-on
yeah,
skills. And yeah, I was blown away. Like the event was such a success. It was there was so many kids getting around, having an absolute ball.
mm,
Um, so like, how did you come to so you've got Link to Country, right? You've had that for a while.
mm-hmm.
You know that you want to help create some pathways for employment, get kids into industry, and you go, hey, let's make it even harder for myself and create an event where it needs to be self-sufficient effectively, because
Mm,
you've got the agri life skills program, which needs to be funded,
yeah,
and that's the core of it. But then you've somehow got to get industry involved to have them like actually excited about it and
yeah,
put money towards this to help pathways for people to get into their businesses.
yeah.
How did that all come together? Like, How did the full structure work?
Industry was probably the easiest. Like, it wasn't easiest. It was a lot of meetings and dragging my children into meetings, and they're sitting in the corner while we're discussing how their business would like to be showcased and stuff like that. Yeah, that was probably the easiest part. The schools was the hard part. You can't just pitch something to the education department and they're going to uptake it and tell all the careers advisors about it. That chain doesn't. It's really to the individual teacher and your connection with the school and their careers pathway, and not leaving messages with the admin. It's actually like following up because they're just that busy. And I didn't want to be a burden on the schools, and not just another snatch and grab careers day. Like, they don't, when you talk to the careers coordinators, like, kids these days aren't scared of public speaking as we would have been at school. They're scared of holding a conversation. Like, how are we meant to hire these people who can't communicate? In all levels, it's not safe if they can't feel comfortable to approach you. So it's just creating ideas that were completely different, to breaking the businesses out of this routine, and saying, hey, what about we have an excavator that the kids can operate? And one that was fun was tropical boots line dancing. Like, we had line dancing going, and
They went off.
they they were incredible because they can, yeah, dance, and they just danced for the 2 days straight,
2 days
pretty much.
straight.
Yeah,
Literally
she
2
was
days
just,
straight.
yeah. But you think about it, yeah, oh, it's line dancing, you get kids there, and I walk past them and they're too cool to line dance. And I'm like, I picked line dancing for a reason. And they're like, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's an employable trait. And they're like, what? And I said, well, it's listening, following instructions, and stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, if you do that every day, you're asked to do it every day when you're working. So if we can just build them and get businesses thinking a little bit differently, and not, yeah, had to create a whole expo to accommodate all my silly ideas. So that's pretty much what I did. And people went along with it.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It was. Even from like the Crack Up sisters that came, and their feedback was sort of like, you wouldn't know this was a first time event, how organised that was. And for me, like, I've done little things for work, like through CRT and farmers meetings and stuff like that, but never anything that scale. So
Yeah, you had harvesters, you had tractors, you had big
we
tractor
had
booms.
119 businesses participate over the 2 days, and like, the best thing is our community, because even with yourself, with in kind, like, I calculated and I stopped. There was about 250,000 in kind support. Just people donating the backhoe to do stuff, or the forklift, or just being there as a community. Yeah, so
It shows the
I
drive's there,
appreciate.
right? Like the community's there. They want this. They want that.
They
They
do.
want the
They
pathways. They
do.
want kids in bag.
I think it's a lot for a community to do it every year. It was never intended to be. In my mind, it was always 3 years. So we focused on kids we had year 5, but my focus was from year 6 to year 12. So if you do it every 3 years, they get 3 tastes in their schooling. They get an introduction in the middle when they're picking their subjects. In year 9, they can, hopefully we can tailor them a little bit to come our way. And then year 12, there's jobs ready, jobs available, like, this is where we're at. And yeah, I've been asked to pull it forward to 2 years. I just haven't really found a date that I'm confident in yet. So we'll just, yeah, get the feel and
Because kids had opportunities, like literally to get a job there. Like,
Yeah, there was work experience too.
yeah,
The mill got 3 girls to work experience the next week, and um, yeah, to me, having the business deliver the skills is, even if they're in year 9 and they ask a smart question about a tractor or a harvester, being in a rural community, the business will remember them. Like, they might only make it to year 10 and dislike school, and well, they might be an apprenticeship because you made that personal connection.
yeah,
It's one thing going to work for someone, but you still have to, you know, get along with them. So,
yeah.
yeah.
With the expo, you sort of, you've helped create some pathways and some connections. What do you actually think is probably some of the biggest challenges that are in the ag industry, whether it's just locally or in general, that are preventing, kids getting into ag? Like, what are some of those barriers?
Yeah, so for us in our harvesting contract, um, as there's less contractors in the district, and we take on more tons, it's actually the time to train these kids. So um, we get them interested, but if we, it's the time to baby them in. It is really difficult, and we've lost generations of kids coming through. So, like, there used to be, we could hire the ones that would be on Dad's farm and had been on a tractor a little bit and done a bit of slashing and familiar our machines. Um, and then now we've lost their cousins coming to visit the farms. So just as everything gets larger, we do need to adapt our businesses, um, but finding a way. There is a huge lack of support for the businesses and training and inductions and stuff like that. So, um,
Because it's tough in ag. Like, you're so weather dependent,
yes,
and if you have either a gangbuster season because you've had great rain and you're too busy to train someone, but then if it's a terrible season,
yeah.
you're just trying to make ends meet, and
Well,
you
we don't
you
get
know
paid an hourly rate, so we get paid on the tonnage. We got to get it off the paddock, and having someone green stuff around who can't reverse a tray like a haul out or there, yeah, it's just we need to get them in the cabs with the experienced people. But how do you outlay that wage and that time you're losing uh, is really, really difficult. So I've got plans for next year. I've got ideas. So
because
I,
I remember you saying that like ag colleges are becoming less of a
well, there's none in
yeah.
Queensland. If you, and that's the thing with kids, the pathway is so clear for university subjects and your ATARs and stuff like that. And if you want to go get a trade, you go here. If you want to do something in agriculture, I'm pretty sure there's Gatton, and you go across the border to Marcus
Good
Holden.
uni again, great uni.
So um, I'm not saying the ag colleges definitely don't need to come back. When you lose industry support and if you put out a bad product that's unhireable, obviously you're going to lose industry support. So I think there's concepts of it that is really good. Um,
So effectively, you need like that sticking point between leaving school and entering the business. That's sort of what we're missing, right?
we need to be earlier than that.
Earlier.
Yeah, we need to be showing them that work experience, going to help on the farm on the weekend is good, and get that hands-on experience. And I've got a thing for that too. So yeah, I do. That's my next year. Yeah, it's real. Next year's really exciting, but I can't talk anything about it. So you just have to wait to see
Nice
it
little
roll
sissy
out.
there.
Yeah, sorry. No, yeah, and I really think um, it's a key missing key point. So hopefully we can build that with AgForce training, and yeah, it'll fit into the Agri Life Skills program, and businesses trying to do inductions with new employees and do these kids, and yeah, it's exciting. It's a lot of work, and like I do our harvester books. I do Greg's uncle's harvester books as well. So, that all those sort of things come first because they're the ones making money.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
it's
for
exciting. It's just yeah.
so for kids, uh, students that are coming, grade 9 onwards, that are like half considering of working on a farm or getting in agriculture in any of those aspects, what what would you say to them? Like, what advice would you give them to help them during the next couple of years be prepared to go into a full-time job?
Yeah, I actually spoke at the schools, and I had young girls come up to me and like, "Hey, we want to get into agriculture," and I'm like, "Okay." Like, what do we do? And I'm like, "Well, you've got your ag at the school," and I felt really bad. I was like, and that's why I pushed for the stuff we're going to work on next year. Um, and it's really, it's agriculture is about the connections in industry, like people knowing people, and and the workplaces. Like there's obviously a lot of money gets spent into RTOs and job agencies and universities and stuff like that, but helping the businesses themselves promote themselves better, um, there's a huge lack of that. So, um, but agriculture itself is huge. There's um, even if you don't want to do hands-on stuff, there's the science labs, and you don't have to be driving a tractor up and down a row. Like the opportunities are endless.
There's agronomy, there's,
Yeah, the
everything.
opportunity, and
Yeah.
like even in the rural community, like, and that's why I wanted to make it the expo as a whole, because our accountants and our lawyers and everything like that, having that relationship with us as a business with our accountants and is essential, and that's why it needed to be a whole community expo, um, and yeah, I just think once you get the feel and work in agriculture, you'll realize it's not just a career. It's actually a lifestyle, and we like my husband coming home every night to us and the young kids, and um, it's always a pain when you have to drop everything and run parts out to the harvester, or pick the kids up early because we know we have to drive to Innisfail to get parts, or it's just that's all we know. So
So then, should, like, say a kid's interested and they're like, oh, I don't have a tractor at home,
mm.
should they be going to a business and introducing themselves? Should they?
It's
What do
really
you?
hard.
I
That's
know.
why I want the expo,
Yeah,
because it allows them to make that connection.
and we saw
But
that this year.
there's literally nothing, and that's why for us as a business, I wanted to make that effort, and I could see. Yeah, I'm just impatient. I could see a way to fix it, so trying to create it.
Yeah, I
And then we
think.
still got a long way to go, but
Yeah, I think at the
it's
expo it was good to see like kids actually had the direct contact with the business,
yeah,
like walking up, going, "Hey, how can I? What do I do?" A
yeah,
lot of the sciencey stuff was there, so they had like the soils and the different
yeah.
grades of cane and all that sort of stuff, and
And then the
um,
connection comes. You still need the RTOs there and the unis and stuff that were there, um, because then you can go, hey, well, I actually studied at TAFE, and you can send them over there. They're over there. Let's go talk to them about their courses, and we can build on this relationship once you. It's just giving them different ideas. That's all.
and there was like again there was so many at that expo, like seeing vets stitch up bananas, seeing a
Yeah,
working dog.
suturing. Yep.
The working
The
dog stuff was
auctioning.
crazy. The
Auctioning was
auctioning,
unreal, and
yeah,
but that just comes down to like the importance of maths. Like it's just like kids hate maths, but you can go, hey, look, this is what they do
you
for a
can do some
living.
really cool stuff with maths.
They
I hate maths, but it's important.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it like if you can put it into real life for
yeah.
them, um, yeah, I I think you'll get a bit more of an interest, and Even supporting the schools with I'd like to make it, now we've got the connection with the schools, I'd like to make it a little bit more curriculum complementary so that it makes them easy to attend the event.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, it's a hard one, pushing uphill, but
Like you got so
I have a
much
whole heap
free
of other
time on
ideas.
your hands doing
I,
nothing, you know?
I literally this is what happens. An expo happens when you stop work and you go away and have kids. And I literally have A4 books, like notebooks of just ideas. I'd see something and I'd write, this would be good down, and I only used about that, like not even half the book. So I'm keen to create another one. It's just the time. I need more of me.
Yeah.
I,
Tanya.
I, I just need someone else to come in and be interested in the same pathway too.
So on the business side then, businesses should be, I guess, proactive in being involved in these sort of events and getting their
Yeah,
faces in front of schools and
yeah,
being a little bit more open to it. And
they are. They are. They just, there's not as many of those opportunities. Like there's always opportunities for the the ones that make money off the students, the RTOs and the
yeah,
TAFEs and stuff like that, and they get funding and here you go. But the business, when they do that, they're short staffed in the shop for the day, or um, like uh, or it's on a sad day and they have to pay to extra overtime, or like it's just financially they're already run thin. You know what I mean? Yeah. So being mindful of that in the business too, the next expo will be, I'll tweak it to help support them.
yeah,
Yeah, mainly it's the businesses that need support
yeah.
in everything, and then the kids will come. Yeah, the next generation will come. They're the most important because they're, yeah.
Okay. Well then, last one, easy one. What is your favourite part about ag? Why do you care? Why do you love it? This come from a city boy, so tell me.
I really hated school. I know I had people that made high school really, really hard, and I found my people at Dolby Ag College. Um, Not so much the certificate side of things, but the actual connections in ag. Um, and it just never looked back. Like that's, yeah. So for me, it's just, I could not be anywhere without my horses or a few cows, or, and I think the resilience of the people that are in it is pretty incredible. Did that answer your
Sounds pretty
question?
good. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing the next Link to Country thing, whatever it is next year. There's a bit of sizzle. Stay tuned, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
for.
we'll see.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.